Okay, Emmy fans, let's be honest. The least dramatic thing about to happen on the Emmys show this weekend is Best Drama Series. It's Game of Thrones again, isn't it? I'm here with Pete Hammond of Deadline Hollywood. I'm Tom O'Neill of Gold Derby.
Yeah.
Just say yes.
It is, yes. Well, look, it already won 10. Well, you figure it's going to win all the below-the-line awards anyway in the craft, so that's not a surprise. It would be a shocker if Game of Thrones lost to anybody this year, especially when it's coming in with 10 awards. It's hard to imagine that kind of momentum would be stopped once we get to the bigger categories. Of course, it's got a ton of acting nominations, and it can't win all of those because they're competing against each other.
Well, let's talk about that. No actress has ever won for performing in Game of Thrones.
Right.
Peter Dinklage has won 3 times in supporting actor, and he's out front in the Gold Derby odds right now. But let's talk about supporting actors, where we have 4 Game of Thrones stars there. We've got Maisie Williams.
Gardner is so happy.
From Ozark. She leads our predictions right now, but it may simply be because she has all this Game of Thrones competition that we're expecting to split. Lena Headey has 6 experts. Maisie has 7. Gwendolyn Christie has 3 at Gold Derby. Nobody for poor Sophie Turner. But those 4 versus Julia Garner from Ozark, who could benefit from this split. Where do you stand?
Oh, I definitely think you've got a split here with these 4. The only one I could see coming up is because she's been there, the bridesmaid, so long, is Lena Headey. But, if they're going to have to really pull her out of that gang there, and that's hard to do. Fiona Shaw is wonderful, too. She could be a sleeper there. But I do think Julia Garner is so good in that show, first of all. And she's just the kind of person I can see winning here. So I think I'm going to give this one to Ozark and Netflix beating out HBO with all those Game of Thrones. One of the rare things I think is happening here, because I think this is going to be HBO's night from start to finish in most categories. But I do think this is one where Netflix pulls it out with Julia Garner.
You could be right there. Ozark is Netflix's highest viewed series among drama shows and current new programming. Lead actor in a drama series, it's Billy Porter's year, isn't it? Or you've got Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, if you're talking to Billy Porter, maybe it's his year. But I don't get that. I really don't.
First of all right, defend the Bob Odenkirk thing because Better Call Saul virtually never wins Emmys.
Yeah, well, that's it. But I think, and I do believe Bob Odenkirk thinks it's his year, too. He's looking at this competition here, and he sees, Billy Porter's there, first season. How many of all the actors have actually watched Pose? I don't know. He's certainly fun on the red carpet and all of that. He's a terrific actor. Maybe he could pull it out out of the 10 episodes that actually debuted June 3rd of last year,
Yeah, but the second season aired during Emmy.
I get it, and all that. He was all over the place on the Tonys and this show and that show. However, I do think that Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul, this character, he's brought it to the fore. He is so good in this show. And it's just hitting that stride of coming to where Breaking Bad was. I do think people watch Better Call Saul, so I'm going with Bob Odenkirk. There you go.
Wrong answer. It's Billy Porter. Don't even listen to Pete. He's so
posing.
Wrong. I'm posing here. All right, well, and let's talk about another controversial prediction of yours. At least as it stands now, we reserve the right to change our minds before Sunday.
This is controversial.
This is Sandra Oh over. I mean, you've got Sandra Oh losing to Judy Comer. I defend that. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, because I do think Comer has got the more interesting role in that show. I really do. She's just like
Sandra Oh won everything earlier this year.
I know, but I don't think
and hosted
Emmy
the Gold.
voters don't look at that. Oh, gee, who won the Critics' Choice Award? They don't even remember the Golden Globes. They were so drunk when they watched it. They don't remember who won there. SAG, no. Comer.
You wouldn't say that if Bob Odenkirk had swept all those.
Jodie Comer, though, is if they're drawn to the show because Sandra Oh won all these awards, I'll give you that. They're drawn. I got to watch the show. They watch the show. They go, who is that?
I know.
Who is Jodie Comer? She's a dark horse. I'm going with the dark horse here. No guts, no glory. I agree. Sandra Oh, if you're going by stats, would be the winner here. What about our competition? Anybody can beat those two if they split, which they very well could.
We have one vote among the experts for Emilia Clarke. She is, of course, she and Kit Harington are the only Game of Thrones stars who've gone lead. Everyone else has gone supporting.
Right.
No actress has ever won for any category at Game of Thrones. So Emilia kind of. At least is not up against her competition here. Could there be some vote splitting, though? We're so leery, you and I as experts who track this stuff, of vote splitting, which happens under the new voting system of the last 3-4 years. Didn't used to happen, being nominated against a co-star. In fact, often helped you in the old days. This time it's different. Why doesn't the vote splitting fear have you paralyzed this year about your Comer prediction?
Well, it does, because I do think they could actually split, and that is a consideration there. So, I'm out on a limb, Tom.
I know. I'm holding on, and from that, I don't want you to fall. And
but you're there. You're with Sandra.
I'm going Sandra.
So you're in the same boat if you're talking about vote splitting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anybody else in that category?
Yeah, we have Laura Linney, who's never lost.
Never lost.
Well, she's never lost. She
for
did
a
lose
character.
For a character. She did lose. One time.
And if we're giving it to Julia Garner, it's possibly Laura Linney could come in on that too. They obviously love Laura Linney, as do I.
Other nominees are Robin Wright, Mandy Moore, Viola Davis.
I feel sorry for Robin Wright. I mean, really, she got caught up in this. She did so much.
But she got nominated though when the show did so poorly among the nominations.
She directed herself in the final episode. She did so much stuff that actors would admire. I just don't think she's going to win. But I wouldn't be upset if she did.
No, but she's not going to win. This is going to be a Game of Thrones night.
And in supporting actor, too, Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, let's talk about him. He's got 25 of the 29 predictions among experts at Gold Derby. Jonathan Banks has 2. Nikolai has 2 from Game of Thrones. And the others do not get any votes, at least among our gang. Giancarlo Esposito, Michael Kelly.
Michael Kelly's wonderful, but he sort of played the same role, the same way. And then he had this great episode towards the end of House of Cards. And if they are going by episodes as they used to and sit there and watch those things, he would have probably had a really good chance. I don't think so. I think it's Peter Dinklage, just familiarity, and the Emmys tending to reward people they've rewarded already.
Right. And we have the other Game of Thrones star, Alfie, here, and then we have Chris Sullivan from This Is Us. Peter Dinklage just keeps winning. And his co-star here is not strong enough, really. Or he's got 2 co-stars here.
He's a very good actor, but it's no.
Nikolai had a good year.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? Maybe there could be a surprise here.
I don't know what to do. What do you think we should do? Your predictions matter. Show that you're the real experts here. Make your predictions at Gold Derby and beat me and Pete. We dare you.
Yeah.